Does Norway have more than trolls, delicious waffles, trolls, sinful pastries, and more creepy fucking trolls? The answer is yes. Thousands of miles from Ethiopia or Kenya sits an elite coffee shop in the Grünerløkka neighborhood of Oslo. This is Tim Wendelboe's Espresso Bar. Tim is a world champion barista. He sources the green coffee from his favorite origins to roast right here in Norway. The cold geisha espresso has notes of rose and jasmine. My heart rate, it's a mere 170, so I decide to also try the cappuccino Alfredo. Served in a martini glass with a silky texture, I may as well be drinking speed at this point. I am heavily caffeinated right now. When you go to an espresso bar from a world champion barista, you don't really hold back on the consumption of caffeine. Do not try this at home. I'm Nate Solo, the world's first crypto-anthropologist, and this is Norway, Part 2. Notodden, Norway. This city has a musical history and is also home to the Heddal Stave Church. One of the most iconic images and pieces of architecture in Norwegian culture are the stave churches. There used to be 1,000 of these stave churches all across Norway, and now there's only 28, and this is the largest. A lot of them have been lost to time, just deterioration, and others to the black metal music scene. These churches to them symbolized the end of paganism, animism, and Norse religion. And so in the early 90s, there was a huge movement of black metal musicians that would go around and burn these churches to the ground. It's a real bummer that they burnt these things down. These are incredible pieces of architecture and history. I'm not really too sure there's a music scene that has ever had such a committed fan base as the black metal music scene to burn down churches. I think the most hardcore thing metal musicians do nowadays is eat a tofu cookie and throw fake blood at people that like burgers. The church's ornate doorways and portals represent the old pagan religion, while the interior places an emphasis on Christianity and its symbolism. All of this church is built of pine, except some of the portals, which is made from spruce. It smells so good. There's something comforting and almost zen-like about that pine deciduous smell. Even the tar that they use to paint the tiles to preserve the church is made from pine. Legend has it that this church was built by a giant troll named Finn. A local farmer made a bet with the troll that if he could guess the troll's name, the troll would build this church for free. The farmer learned that the troll's name was Finn and got the church built for free. Finn was not too happy, and so from the mountaintop over there, hurled giant stones at the church trying to knock it down. He did miss. This right here is one of those stones that was hurled by Finn from the mountain to try to knock the church down. And it still remains right here. And now there's a hole in it. Now you gotta wonder, why is there a hole in it? This was a punishment stone, a shame stone. They would tie people to this that had broke the law or done immoral things. And the person would be tied to this before and after church. And as people would come in, they would spit on them as shame and punishment. Now me, I might actually pay for that. Bore is the location of numerous burial mounds and treasure. A former Viking settlement and royal power center, what better place to host the music festival, Midgardsblot? Will I finally find the remnants of Viking culture right here in the festival community?
When I heard there is a Viking folk music and black metal festival going on in Norway while I'm here, damn straight I had to come. Evidently there's a Blot Ceremony where all the festival goers come in and give offerings to the different Norse gods, asking for things and paying tribute. Let's go check it out.
Even though blots are typically small and private, large gatherings like this are a way for like-minded heathens to partake in the Norse paganism ritual. The vibe and energy are contagious, and I am feeling it. I decide to join in and become marked with the sacrificial blood. No lie, it tastes like real blood.
What happens at Midgardsblot stays at Midgardsblot. There's a good chance I'm pagan now. I think my phone must be Christian, because it doesn't recognize my face anymore. It won't unlock.
Now that I'm a heathen, it's time to hit the Viking Market. They've got animal skulls, rare helmets, boxer briefs for a modern pagan, and of course, Viking drinking horns.
So how do you pick one out? Is it like, is this like a Harry Potter wand where it has to pick you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Horn picks
Yeah.
his
So
owner.
this is part of my journey. So.
From a friend of mine, but this is handmade, like with a technique similar like tattooing, for example.
I found my horn, and of course, the first horn that called to me was also extremely expensive. Now granted, even though I just paid a lot of money for a fucking cup, it is a piece of art. This is a one-of-a-kind, hand-dremeled piece of art, and it's a badass piece of art. Got the snake and the skull. You drink out of a horn if you're a fucking Viking. So at the festival, you drink from horns. This is the first beer at Midgardsblot. Skål.
Something tells me this is a tribute to Freyr, the Norse fertility god. Perhaps it's the giant wooden boner.
The unofficial sponsor of Midgardsblot, Viagra. Up next on the Viagra stage.
Utgard is the name of the festival campground, and I bought a pass just so I could have access.
I figured I'd do a lap during the day and really scope it out and plan out my attack. I'm gonna pillage this Viking campground. Not really, but that would be very Viking of me. I don't think they can get mad if you pillage and plunder a Viking festival. I mean, kind of asking for it, right? That's kind of authentic. They should actually thank me if I do that.
It's simply the best.
Tønsberg is where I'm staying nearby. I still need to check into my hotel, and I look insane.
Well, the hotel reception handled it pretty well. This town, on the other hand, does not know what to think of my face right now. This is a lovely little town though. Very quaint. I think I'll fit right in. Someone in the grocery store just called the police.
As the sun sets on Tønsberg, at Midgardsblot, the mood is rising. The haze-filled air is, for some reason, giving me the munchies.
The food here is actually pretty dope. They've got Thai food, which is at most festivals. They've got Mexican food, which is at every festival. They also have elk burgers and elk kebab. And then, of course, they've got a pizza stand. And I opted for the spicy reindeer pizza. I mean, wouldn't you get the same? Who's eating reindeer on a pizza? Unless you've been to Midgardsblot. But let's give this bad boy a try, huh? Oh, that is spicy. I never thought I would describe a pizza as gamey, but this is a gamey pizza. At the festivals that I usually go to, nobody has an appetite by the end of the show. And no, not because their blood is 65% MDMA, 30% cocaine, and 5% actual human blood. Yeah, that is the reason. Who am I kidding? I am so ready to go to the Viking camp. Everybody said that last night. It was fucking crazy. Like people running around naked, bare ass, just wasted. Everybody drinking, partying. I'm ready. I want to see what a Viking camp is like at a festival in fucking Norway.
This morning is brisk, and today I am checking out Folkvanger, the Viking reenactment camp.
As it turns out, Viking culture was a very short period in Norway's history and in world history. And there's not really anybody truly practicing the Viking culture and Norse religion as it once was. Unless you come here. This is almost like LARPing, but for pagans. It's like if the Renaissance Festival crossed paths with the gathering of the Juggalos.
I'm just kidding. And the campsites, they are elaborate. Visitors can even try their hand at wrestling a Viking. All in good fun, of course. I've spent most of my life playing drums, and I want to learn about these.
I have worked with drums for 15 years. This is a Samic style, but with deer skin. Here is reindeer.
Reindeer, yeah.
With reindeer and antler. It's a mix of shaman drum and traditional Sami way and my way.
Drums are thought to have been used by Vikings for music and religious practices. We know for certain that the Sami people use these kinds of drums in rituals led by their shamans called Noidi.
So I'm pretty satisfied with them.
I really wish I had room to take one of these home. This camp is giving me a good glimpse of Viking culture, and I love it. Meanwhile, things are turning up at the festival, and people are really getting into it. I mean, I've never seen so much face paint, and I look out of place.
I've got to blend in just a little bit more.
How about corpse paint?
Let's get it. Is it bad that I'm in corpse makeup that is associated with the crazy Norwegian black metal scene where they burnt down churches and shit? Oh well.
It is time for the eternal eclipse.
And now, to satisfy your curiosity, the answer is yes. I did my own makeup. The people doing face painting here were not too pleased to see my skills, but sorry about it. But I was in a band, so a fuck ton of guy liner. Got real good at that shit, let me tell you. Maybe I should think about a career path change and just start a makeup tutorial YouTube channel.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you're new, remember to click that follow button. Subscribe, like, and comment. Tune in next week for my makeup tutorial. Some inspiring words. Catch flights, not feelings.
As the night continues, the ambiance is growing more and more primal. Everyone is gravitating to the Gildehallen Stage as a shaman-like performance is taking place. I have been surprised at how raw and dark much of the Viking folk music has been. It seems to release the animal within and guides us on a journey. Where to? I guess I'll find out. As the performance ends, the energy continues at the campground around a massive fire. The drums and tribal beats seem to be an iterative theme across different ceremonies. I'm sitting here becoming entranced by the hypnotic motion of the flames and the gyrating dancers. It dawns on me that this is likely the pinnacle of current Viking culture. My mind is clear, and while I feel I have learned much about the Viking era, I can't help but think about how many times I have been told the Sami people are the living history of indigenous Norway. That is where this journey is taking me. If anyone can help me reach the Sami people, it's my anthropologist friend, Anina.
Anina. Hey, is this a good time? I am. I am in Norway, yes. And I keep getting told that the most authentic, cultural, Norwegian indigenous experience would be with the Sami people.
maybe you might happen to know somebody that you do. Yes, 100%. That's way up north. Okay. You are amazing. Thanks again. All right, bye. Before I know it, I am boarding a flight to Alta, Norway, in the Arctic Circle, the land of midnight sun and polar nights. It is 24 hours of sunlight up here. Niels has invited me to join him and his family doing their day-to-day. I think there's going to be reindeer. I hope there's going to be reindeer. This is going to be the real indigenous Norwegian culture that I came for. I am ready. Or am I? What did I get myself into? Holy fucking shit.